What's up, guys? Welcome back to Max Bunyard Builds. Man, summertime. Looking a little red. Love it. Anyways, so do you have that spot in your house that drives you insane that's super cluttered? I've got one of them spots right now. Well, we're going to remedy that. So I told you, last month or so, man, has been a mess. I got a floor drain under here, which the sewer backed up, and it all went this way. Everything started getting wet through here, so everything that's dry is smashed over on this side. And we had a whole bunch of these little metal utility shelves through here, which man, they're only like 12 inches deep, maybe like 10 inches. Can't hold nothing on them, can't put those nice big totes on them. It's just a mess. We had water all through here, and of course the water came back through. All this used to be carpet through here, so all this has been replaced, but all this needs to go in the storage room. It's just a mess. So what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of all of these silly metal shelves, which I got more over here that just don't hold nothing, because you see, like, this is a plastic tote and we got it on there sideways and it's still hanging off, you know, all our luggage and everything. Thankfully it didn't get wet, but you know, they're just not practical. So what we're going to do, we're going to make some of those 2x4 shelves that come off the walls, 2 foot. You can put all them Rubbermaid totes in there. We can stack them up. I got some cabinets that are up there. I'm going to save those. We'll start building them all the way across these rooms to get rid of all this nonsense. And then, like, this cabinet here, gonna make shelves all the way through here, get rid of this cabinet. That may go out to the garage or something, but man, this has got a guy just feeling a little anxious. So all that's got to go, all this has got to go, all will go back on those shelves, but we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. So to get us started, 2x4x8s. These are just standard pine studs. You ain't got to get nothing fancy. Picked up, what, I think 16 of them. This is half-inch sheeting. It's like 20 bucks. These are like $4 a pop. I think it ended up being $125 total. That was with a box of 2.5-inch screws to put everything together. It's now the fun part. Let's haul all this back downstairs. Okay, guys, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building boxes for your shelves. Okay, what you need to remember, a horrible time having you guys see this. Anyways, a 2x4 is not 2x4. It's actually 1.5 inches by 3. Trying to write that on cardboard so you can see it. So it's actually 1.5 inches by 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my measurement for how long I want to make these, but your plywood comes in 4x8 sheets. Okay, so if we rip a piece of plywood down the middle, we'll have 2 24-inch sections. Okay, so we want our shelves to equal 24. Okay, so try and maximize your wood. Whenever you cut these this way, these pieces here, you don't want to make these pieces 24 inches, okay? Because if you make your pieces 24 inches, you actually have an added 1.5 inches here and an added 1.5 inches here, which equals 3 inches. 24 minus 1.5 inches, 3 inches. So these pieces you want to make 21 inches long, okay? So if you can maximize your shelves, cut down your 2x4x8s, leave yourself 21 inches, cut your 21 inches off of those long boards, and you'll have the boards, 21-inch boards to fit here for supports or your end pieces. Hopefully that makes sense. Once I put them together, I'll let you take a look. forget, label your boards. Okay, so hopefully this makes more sense. You want these 21 inches. Whenever you got 21 inches plus your 1.5 inches and your 1.5 inches. Pardon the background noise, got kids in the pool. You'll have 24-inch boxes, which will be your shelves, which is exactly half of a sheet of plywood. Alright, since I'm keeping these shelves and they're put up by someone else, I'm going across and trying to find out what my lowest point in all these shelves are, and that will help me determine how high I'm going to make this set. And it looks like 64 on the nose is my lowest from the floor up. So I'm going to make my front support boards that height, so that way whenever they sit in here, I'm going to have a support board here, I'm going to have a support board here, and this is a 2x4 wall behind here. I've got 16-inch centers. I mean, this is just, you know, whatever it's called, brain fart. Anyways, I can feel my studs, and plus I can see where they've drilled finishing nails here. So I'm just going to attach the back walls to those 2x4s in the wall. Whenever we do these concrete walls, I'm going to have a support board in the back plus one in the front to run across. Paneling. How did I forget the word paneling? Alright guys, measure twice, cut once. Ignore these. The big Rubbermaid totes, 27-gallon ones, they're just a little over 15 inches high. So what I'm going to do, this is from the floor. So to make sure one of those Rubbermaid totes or whatever can slide underneath, they're plastic in case water gets on it, no big deal. Give yourself some leeway. The first shelf is going to land here, okay, 19.5 up, because you have to take away the 3 inches for the stud plus the 1/2 inch for the OSB that's going on top, okay. Then slide up. This is 39 inches from the floor, because remember, you want to take off your 3 inches plus you want to take off your 1/2 inch for the OSB. So the top of your shelf will be here, and then here is the top, which we'll be able to put another one of them Rubbermaid totes, and then there'll be some space at the end. Or if we don't want to use Rubbermaid totes on the top, this will give us an extra tall shelf, if you will, on the top, or extra tall space for this top shelf. Okay guys, we're on the paneling wall. So since I'm going to be attaching to the 2x4s that are inside this wall, what I'm going to do, since I don't have a helper with me, is if you measure from the bottom up, here's your 19.5 here, but remember, you've got to take away for the 2x4 and the OBS. So to make it level, you want to make sure to measure down the 3 inches for your 2x4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a brace against here, like so, so that way whenever I come in with my box, I can put that box rested on top of there, attach it to the wall, and then I can come over and I can attach my front braces here, and you're doing it all by yourself because nobody else is here to help you. It's a little better. Put some light in here. Anyways, so measured up. So the 19.5 is on the top of the board. So the other 3 inches, move that down. I secured it to the studs just with a couple screws because that's just temporary. I'm going to crawl back under there, zip zap that out, make sure it's level. And now we can bring in our first box, lay it out on top of this support, attach it to a few studs in the wall. Then I can put the supports out here, the 6'3" supports out here, and then secure it all. We'll have our first box, do the same thing, measure up to where we want it. We'll move our support up here, attach it to the wall, put our next box in, just keep on trucking. Okay guys, just like that, we've got our box attached to the 2x4s in the wall. Got the brace gone. As you can see, I've got this one turned sideways. I'm leaving this big open space here for my card table, chairs, stuff like that. But then if you notice this one, I've got turned sideways. You may be thinking, why did he do that? Why did he not put it in the back corner? Well, the reason is if you remember, I'm going all the way around the room. So the shelving is going to run this way, then it's going to start running this way. So if I put a 2x4 back here, it's going to goof everything up. So what I'm going to do is attach to this one. I mean, yeah, there is going to be a 2x4 back there. I forgot. I'll probably put it underneath, just like as a support or something. I'll figure that out once I get there. But I wanted this one turned sideways, so that way whenever the shelf's coming off the wall this way, I can tie in to the front of it, and I'll just have one continuous shelf all the way around. Alright guys, so now we look something like that. We will get our 1/2-inch OSB or particle board cut, thrown on there. Then we'll move a bunch of this crap all over there. Then we'll start building shelves that way. Alright guys, so we want to cut this on our 6'3" that way. If you don't have one of them super cool track saws, which I wish I did, what you're going to do, get yourself a 2x4, measure out where you want it to cut here, and then you're going to come back to your circular saw. You're going to measure off where your 0 degree is, where your blade's going to run. As you see, that one's 1 1/4, 1 5/16, 1 5/16 there. Then you just mark this board 1 5/16 this way, clamp it down on either end, and you can run it against this saw, and it's going to cut on your line here, give you a nice straight line. Guess you've forgot about geometry. I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. I'm not going to edit it out. I'll keep it here. Let's take off this top shelf, put the top on the bottom shelf, and then let's put this top shelf back on. Just not thinking. It's common sense. Hopefully you have some. Now, that's out of the way. Let's secure it down. I got some 2-inch screws. I'm gonna zap it around the frame. Oh, I don't know, every 12 inches or so. It ain't going nowhere. And that'll be one shelf done. So there you go, 2x4 shelves. Got them secured to the stud wall. Got them secured to a couple supports up front. Don't forget this particle board. It kind of has a softer side and then a rougher side. Put this softer side up, a little gentler on your hands. Also, just use some 2-inch screws. Put a couple here. Oh, I don't know, maybe 6 down the way. It ain't going nowhere. Obviously, if you're putting grandma's cast iron collection or something on these things, maybe run you another 21 in here just for a little added support. But you know, we're not putting anything crazy like that on there. Not going to bore you with going all the way around. They put a picture in the end or something like that, but this video's been long enough. You guys get the process. You're making boxes. Measure twice, cut once. Super simple. On those backs, instead of tap conning or anything crazy into those back walls, I will be putting supports on the back side of the shelves. I left that one long because, you know, this one I cut it off. That one I'm leaving long because I want to have another shelf probably at the very top because I'm going to have more room because I don't have this cabinet. So there you go. 2x4 shelves. I'm not going to bore you with going all the way around the room. I'll show you a picture in the end or something like that. But you guys get the process. Draw it out on paper. Do whatever you need to do. Draw it out on the floor. Who cares? Figure it out. Measure twice. Cut once. This stuff's expensive. Whew. Ooh, baby. You know, I think I bought $125. Bought 3 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood or OSB. And then I think like 16 studs, something like that. And it ended up being like $125. I mean, ain't nothing cheap these days, but these are going to be far more room than these little, you know, 10-inch little metal shelves. So a little different speed today on Max Boneyard Builds. But hey, it's what I do. Do it on the budget. Do it cheap. Do it myself. Save some money. You can do it too. If you guys got any questions, hit me up. If you just came across the channel, hit subscribe. Other than that, I appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video. See you next time.